I don't have Facebook on my phone.
Go to the website? I don't know. Whatever. You don't have your laptop?
Mm.
Okay, then never mind.
It'd be weird if I offered you to sign in on my laptop. How do I go to Facebook?
Let me see.
Oh, are you too wide? No, you're right.
Hey.
All right, y'all ready?
Not yet.
Y'all ready for this?
Chill out.
Dance. Dance in your pants.
I was
Dance
so
in your
excited
pants.
when I found that movie in like the cheap bin at Fred Meyer's.
Oh, tell me.
I walked away. I was just like Space Jam.
But at least,
I was so
man, you
happy.
can't even talk on the thing, huh? Damn it. It just gets like more people.
Oh,
Salt.
that's fucking stupid. No?
I'm here. Gasp. Page.
Oh, that's fucking stupid.
What happened?
Whew.
I thought.
Beep. Hello.
So I want somebody to buy Wheel of Time and do a TV show based on Wheel of Time the same way they did on Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
I don't think it'll ever happen. Too massive.
It's pretty big.
14 fucking thousand page books.
Pretty huge.
But they're bringing the Expanse back. Yeah.
It's only Monday, and I'm nervous about making my flight on Wednesday. It's a 10 a.m. flight, and I'm taking public transit in, so.
Where are you going from?
Mount Lake Terrace.
Doesn't light rail run up there?
No. So it'll be like the express bus, and then I think I'll hop on the light rail and then go. So it should only be one transfer, but I don't know how far the express bus goes.
Yeah, guess we'll find out.
I will.
Alright, everybody ready?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to connect more people. Sorry.
Ladies and gentlemen, here we go. In 5-ity, 4-ity, 3-ity.
Hey, Maniacs. Welcome. And you're welcome for me being here.
Wow.
Yay. This is SaltTier Podcast, episode 36. We are Soundcasting Network's very own video game podcast where your argument is...
Rutabaga. But it's invalid, though.
It's invalid. Your argument is invalid. We are coming to you from Studio 2 and 2 here in South Lake Union, Seattle, Washington? Yeah.
Yes, the state of Washington.
And as mentioned before, we are part of the Soundcasting Network, and
Yep.
we're on the brink of so many great things to happen. We had a concept for tonight's episode, but we're going to have to wait till next week, but it'll be hot. It'll be hot. I promise you.
Yeah, it'll be a spin-off. We'll spin it off like Ant-Man and the Wasp.
There you go. It's the Wasp and Ant-Man, let's be honest. Let's be honest.
Yeah, it's Paul Rudd, though. It's Paul Rudd. Come on.
Yeah, that's very true. Evangeline Lilly, though.
I know.
Yeah.
I know.
And almost more important than Evangeline Lilly and Paul Rudd, we have the super producer. We have the Emperor Lotte. We have the Prince of Parmesan.
Michael Douglas in the house.
Michael Douglas is in the house. We got the bodacious. Oh, I almost ruined it. I almost said bodacious Buckeye. No.
What?
We have the courageous Cougar.
There we go.
Go Cougs. We got to keep the boogie in the house.
Yo!
Woo!
The order and receiver of PC parts.
Hey.
He is the steward.
He's the Ken Watanabe from Inception. He's the one running and getting the stuff done.
I'll take that.
He's the Mandarin of the podcast.
And if you're watching us on Facebook, which is just SaltTier Podcast, you can also find content and interact with us on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. Not by stream, on the Facebook, but Instagram and Twitter, we are Salt_Tier Pod. Add us, follow us, like us, subscribe. YouTube on the way. And I'm going to introduce ourselves so we can get this thing rolling. I am at Loud and Brown. I'm at Loud and Brown on Twitter and IG. If you're trying to game at me, I am GrossDef with a PH on all things gaming. Be that Battle.net, Steam, or mostly PS4, which is pretty much...
We're doing air quotes for the Steam.
For the Steam.
Air quotes.
And I'm going to go in reverse order to my left, who will also give you our Steam group?
Yes.
Yeah, there we go.
That's where else you could
To
peep
my
us.
left,
You got
Michigan's own.
Yep. You got the Savorings.
Hey.
I actually have a Michigan shirt on today. I'm just now remembering that.
That's why it's Michigan.
Mm-hmm. You got the Savorings. Find me on I guess Steam would be the best place in our Steam group. Oh wait, that would be SaltTier on SaltTier podcast on Steam. Go on there. We're still at 29 people. We're just stalled out at 29 people. It's all good though. It's all good because that Lucky 30 is gonna get a game for sure, and I'm not talking like no chintzy game. You're not gonna get a.
Just get your roommate to sign up.
Yeah, you're not.
Boom, you get the game.
Yep, there you go. Find us on there. If you wanna play, if you wanna troll, if you wanna get something online, at least on Steam. But that's about it, and I'll pass it across the way.
Thank you. I am Sage. You can at me at SageBell on Twitter and SageBell_model on Instagram and I believe Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I'm on Twitch at SageBell. Yeah.
Yes.
I don't want you adding me on Steam, but you can try. I just won't add you back.
We'll just join our Steam group.
Yeah, join the Steam group, and then I'll figure out who you are.
Mm-hmm.
In other words, it's just going to be a stray friend request, and I'll just gonna assume you're some rando.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to tell who's who on Steam sometimes. You got to see if you played with them before.
Yeah, at least with Battle.net, you can be like, who is this person? And it just shows you their name, because you can request who their name is, and so you share with each other.
Nice. Don't worry about that. It does it sometimes. That's what we're gonna get to our point here later on in the podcast. Yes.
And speaking of podcasts, we are not only brought to you by the Soundcasting Network, which has other fantastic podcasts, including the Glow Up, Grill How Long Steak Mister, which is on a small hiatus, I believe. I haven't seen an episode in a bit. But we are brought to you by New Belgium Brewing.
Yummy.
Thank you so much, specifically Lauren at New Belgium Brewing Northwest.
Yes.
And that's who's been hooking us up with all these delicious beers.
I am loving the Juicy A's IPA.
Oh, yeah. Which one do you got? Juicy Haze?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, my goodness. And this thing is kicking in at 7.5 ABV.
Yeah, it takes like 2 of these, and you're like, nice.
And you're nice.
I have a nice soft passion fruit at 4.3.
And just remember, that's a pretty good one. I know,
That's
this one's
pretty low.
nice and fresh. So remember, we got enjoy by dates at the bottom, nice and fresh, nice and cold, super clean. But specifically, it is employee-owned and a certified B corporation, which if you don't know what that is, Google it, look it up. It's not like a pushover company. There's a lot of evil corporations, especially in beer. There are so many breweries that have been bought out, which you think might be a microbrew, which is upsetting, I know, because Elysian used to be the little guy. They are not the little guy anymore. And Lagunitas used to be the little guy, right? And I don't think they're the little guy anymore.
I don't even know
But you know, still a little guy and still kicking ass is New Belgium is the little guy. And they are, like I said, employee-owned. Hashtag live rangerously. Check them out. Specifically in the Northwest, the Voodoo Rangers are pretty king because of all the IPAs and pale ales and stuff that get consumed over here. And also the artwork is incredible.
And you might also know them from Fat Tire, which is very well known around here.
Very well known.
Yep.
Live fat tirelessly. Sorry, Lauren. I don't think that's a thing. But we move on. Thanks for the introductions, and we're gonna move on to topic number 1.
Oh,
Which is actually number 2, which is actually number 3. So let's just So we're going with our buddies at Corsair. We spoke about them on last week's podcast. We spoke about Origin PC and how they had that all-in-one PC that was an Xbox, a PS4 Pro, and a PC all together, and they all had that really sick closed water cool system that cooled all 3 of them. Cost like $10,000 if you were trying to actually buy that thing, which you can't really. It's not really for sale. It's just like, ooh, look at us, look what we made. Since our last podcast, Corsair, who we've discussed on this show, not sponsored yet, but they're the maker of fine PC peripherals, keyboards, mice, headphones, water coolers, PC cases, towers, things of this nature. Well, they bought Origin PC since our last podcast, so we just thought that was interesting. Two companies that we do talk about, not semi-regularly, but they do come up on this podcast. One just bought the other, so that's interesting.
That is pretty freaking gnarly.
Mm-hmm.
And just a reminder, Origin does have Anthem, Battlefield, and The Sims.
That's a different Origin. That's
It's
yeah.
not the same?
No, that's EA Origin.
Okay,
Yeah.
so that's what I was questioning.
What you were talking about earlier. Yeah.
Okay. So
And
Origin PC is completely different? No relation to the launcher?
No relation.
All right.
So Maniacs,
Ignore
let's
me.
clarify some things. No, that's a good that's a good topic.
Yeah, we were talking about that before the show.
Yeah, that's what I was asking clarification on.
Yeah, two separate things.
You wanna spell that out to the Maniacs there, Savorings?
Okay, so there's EA Origins, which is their DRM. It's like Steam or like their PlayStation Network. Mostly EA exclusive games, although there are other third-party games on there. Quite a few, actually. Kind of like Steam, but it's just EA games. Origin PC, they are a custom PC maker. So think of them as an Alienware or a Falcon Northwest or a CyberPower, a company like that where they make custom gaming PCs and productivity PCs.
It does not help that their logos are very similar and the difference is red and orange.
And orange, yeah, that doesn't help either. It's very confusing, even for somebody like me that knew them both separately before. Now they overlap a little bit mentally. Maybe that's on purpose. I don't know.
Oh, maybe that's the next step.
Yeah, maybe EA is gonna try and dip in there and buy both of them together. Who knows?
Dip.
Yep. So yeah, that was just interesting. That was just a little soft news topic I thought I'd throw out there. And what we got next? This is the article that Katarina put in our chat, and it was kind of sad because it is true, but none of these things are good. And basically, our own Katarina put a link to an article in chat. This is from Business Insider. This is 5 things that will happen in mainstream gaming over the course of the next decade. And I got to tell you guys, it's sad. None of it's good. So the first thing here, this is an article written by, I'm probably gonna slaughter this.
Cloud gaming.
Is it Theron? Is it Theron? Is that Theron from like Game of Thrones right there? Theron Mohammed, who for Business Insider wrote this article. But we're looking at, these are some things, and it's all obvious. It's happening right now. So the first thing coming up was streaming gameplay. No matter how good your connection is, nothing's going to beat playing something locally.
It won't.
Even playing something locally online with other people, it's not the same as playing it one player or locally in the same room.
And there's obviously the difference of playing through your disc or playing through a hard drive.
Mm-hmm.
There's always some other level.
Yep.
But the lowest level is streaming.
Yeah.
Although I played The Last of Us on PlayStation Now.
Yeah.
Buddy, I noticed the lag maybe twice in the entire game.
Yeah. It's funny you would bring that up because the highest viewed video on my YouTube channel, that's V-Dash Gaming, everyone, is the video where I did demoing PlayStation Now. It was like the day it came out. And actually, I was pretty impressed. I was playing God of War. I picked something intentionally twitchy to try to play over it. And there is a delay, but you get kind of used to it after not very long, maybe like a minute. It's there, but it doesn't disrupt your experience. So there's some potential to it, but that's the way that like mainstream gaming is gonna go. That's the way like most of the little kids are gonna get on there, and most people are just want to bop on and play something. You're gonna play stuff.
So we're talking about we're gonna lower the threshold of what's actually possible, because if people are gonna start programming for that, they're gonna have, like right now, if you download something to your hard drive on your $5,000 tower, you can get some spicy graphics. But if that can't be streamed, they're going to be programming games that look like they came out in 2013, 2012.
Yeah, to try to fit into the bandwidth.
So they can fit into the bandwidth. Either that or, every major city starts getting fiber optics.
I mean, I don't know. It's a tricky proposition. It's never going to be equal for everyone, at least not for a long while, even with 5G right around the corner and all that stuff.
So in the last 5 years, what were the big steps in how fast your internet could be at your house? Without getting fiber optics. Like if you have a cable modem, what can you possibly do to make your connection faster?
Well, odds are over the last 5 years, your connection naturally got faster anyway because they updated their infrastructure. So you technically didn't have to do anything besides maybe buy a new modem that's got a higher speed on it, or rent a new modem, because most people just get newer modems from their provider. I suggest buying them because they pay for themselves within a year. That's primarily been it. It's pretty much been on the ISPs who have been updating their infrastructure, and that'll only get faster as they can start bridging stuff with 5G connections.
But do you remember when we were gaming up top?
Yeah.
When they announced 56K, we were like, yo, 56K. And after 56K, then it went to the idea of, oh, do you want, what was cable's main competitor?
DSL.
DSL. Do you want DSL or cable? And then that was like your option. And now, cable basically won.
Yeah, because DSL had a couple of weaknesses.
Blurps.
Yeah, and
Much cheaper, though.
deteriorating signal the further you're away from a relay. It does that with cable modems too, but to a much lesser extent. But yeah, that was pretty much it. I remember 28.8K modems and 2400 baud modems, like trying to play like Ultima online. It had like two graphics, had like two colors. Playing MUDs with just text and whatnot over my 2400 baud modem.
Jiminy Christmas.
My distinct memory of like dial-up was you had to call somebody before, give each other like your information over the phone, and then you had to hang up and get into in-game chat and log into each other. My dad and my uncle would like do that regularly. Or when you could finally talk on the phone at the same time, but you couldn't talk in game. He would have the phone headset on, talking on the phone while playing Diablo with my uncle.
Did that a bunch, yeah.
No, we definitely had DSL, and we would usually meet up and skate, like, because I skateboarded a lot during high school, and right when we went home, we were just like, after Monday Night Raw, like, yeah, after Raw, and when Raw was done, you would log in within those first 15 minutes, and you would just sit there and cruise on the internet for like 10 or 15 minutes and keep your ICQ open.
Yep.
We had
my gosh, ICQ.
Yeah, we had an ICQ group, and then when everybody was already in there,
Jesus.
then we started BattleNet. Like, because, our computers had only so much they could do.
Were y'all playing some Diablo 3? Or Diablo 2?
SoCal.
Some SoCal?
I mean,
Wow.
sorry, StarCraft.
StarCraft, okay.
Brood Wars!
There you go.
Terran
Yeah.
main.
Nice. But, yeah, that's just some stuff going on. Let's see what's going on with the next one.
Xbox does have an all digital, so it's like they're already there. They did release one that has no disc in it.
Are you talking about Game Pass? But the thing with Game Pass is you download those games locally and play them off of your hardware.
Yes,
So
but
that's a good thing.
Xbox basically got rid of the CD-ROM, like CDs.
Yeah, they're trying to.
Their newest console.
Next up we have, this is number 2. Next up we have digital distribution, which I've pretty much already sold into. I've been pretty hard on Steam the last 10 years, buying stuff on there. Pretty much all my games. And it's not on Steam, it's on something else. Good Old Games, BattleNet, all that kind of stuff. So I pretty much sold into it. But now I've kind of slowed down a little bit because I have been racking up a lot of games and my backlog is stupid. But just the fact that it is convenient. But as we've seen time and time again, the products that you own, you don't really own. You're just buying licenses for these things, and they can be taken away at any time. A good example would be how they surprised everyone with the first couple of actual original Dooms coming out on the Switch. When people got that, they discovered that they had to sign into a Bethesda.net account or create an account. And also the previous versions of that game that they were already selling, once that new version came out, they delisted the old ones, pretty much forcing everyone to rebuy the game again. They just pretty much took it from you and made you buy the game again. So that's another good. Deadpool on the PC is another good example. That came out on the PC, got pulled because of licensing, because after Disney bought, after Disney bought Marvel, a lot of the licensing stuff that was in place got kind of shuffled around, and the game had to be pulled. So you couldn't buy Deadpool for about a good 6 months. It came back on Steam. Everybody kind of picked it up, and then it got taken off of Steam again. The same thing happened with Marvel Ultimate Alliance on the PC version. So you have games that come and go, games that you own. Skyrim's another good example, the original one. Once the special edition came out, they kind of buried the original one. You can still buy it on Steam, but you can't search for it on Steam. You have to find an external link for the Steam page, and it'll take you to the store page where you can still buy it. Just things like that. So digital distribution, that's kind of a no-brainer. They're really going to push that with the next one. In that same sentence, rip GameStop, because that's going to be the end of them right there.
And Best Buy will lose out.
Best Buy as well. They're going to lose a pretty big chunk of that. The middle of the store of Best Buy is going to look way different in a couple of years. There's going to be very few video games in there.
Dude, I walked in there like a couple years ago and I was like, you sell appliances?
Mm-hmm. They always did, but they take up a bigger percentage of the store now because they're not selling CDs and stuff anymore.
I remember when I was a kid and fight games were actually super big, and they had like this whole like area of gaming in the front of the store. And you could just drop your kids off right at the front of the store and you shop. And then like I played.
That was a main feature of it.
WWE.
And if you went off to the left in most stores, it went right into like the gaming PC section. Like those were all ran into each other with the CDs and the movies in the middle. Yep. Not so much anymore.
Nope.
It's mostly like iPhone accessories and stuff in the middle now.
Yeah, phone stuff in the middle.
Number 3 is fresh revenue models. And as we all know, the video game industry, they're very crafty. They're very clever with their surprise mechanics and their other things. They're trying to like scrape and squeeze the very last ounce of blood out of every rock. So they're saying there's going to be some newer revenue models that we're going to be seeing that we may already see them starting to exploit now. Something may open that they'll exploit. Maybe they'll invest more in esports and they'll find something in there that they could really exploit. But just keep an eye out for the video game industry being creative with their capitalism, basically, is what I'll say there. There's going to be new players in the field. I agree with that. It's been a long-standing joke in my head that I've kind of already started calling the Sony PlayStation. I've already kind of started calling it the Amazon PlayStation because at some point, Amazon's going to write them a check. They're going to be like, here's a blank check.
Why them specifically?
Because it's kind of a perfect match for them. Sony is already partially using their Amazon Web Services for some of their backbone. Ooh. If there's any company that can write a big fat blank check and pick something up and buy something that's unbuyable, just like Bruce Wayne, just like write a check. See, I own this hotel now, and I'm going to make some changes about the bathing room area. So just writing like fat blank checks, and also as far as delivering media into people's homes, Amazon wants to push their movies, their video, their services. What better platform in the world to possibly do that off of than a PlayStation? Something that's already in your house.
I know PS3 really had it going because they didn't have the annual fee. Remember that?
And a company like Amazon buying the PlayStation, watch them like get rid of like a subscription fee for that. You just get it with your Prime subscription or something like that.
Ooh, then I would have it.
And they know that, so it makes perfect sense for specifically Amazon to write them a blank check and be like, how much you want for PlayStation?
Like I use Twitch Prime, and so I get free video games, and I just download them every month.
They could tie it all into your Twitch account. You get free PlayStation games every month. That would take over the free games for whatever that you get. There you go.
And then Twitch would get more money because they would have more streamers on other platforms that don't have to do all the other stuff.
The share button on your controller by default will be set to Twitch. You can set it to other things, but by default it'd be set to Twitch. There you go. Yep.
Yeah, right now you have to use like all these extra outputs and stuff for your computer. Sorry.
And it would take a lot. It would take a lot of money to pry it from Sony, especially anytime soon. But if there's any company that could do it, it'd be them or Apple. But I don't see them selling out to Apple. Apple's going to be busy buying up the rest of Sony. At least the movie division and TV division. That's probably going to go Apple's way. And lastly, I think that was number 4. So yeah, new players. Who else do you guys think who's not really particularly a gaming company but has the means, has relevant parallel in like platforms and things that you guys think could step in and make an impact, who's not currently really in the video game market? Somebody even somebody who technically is, but they're not like a major like hardcore player. I'm thinking somebody like Amazon, somebody like Apple, if Apple really wanted to. I don't know, it could be a lot of people, but Apple and Amazon are like my main two who I think could step in and actually have like something that's legit next to them. Google, that Stadia thing's gonna fall. It's gonna fall flat. It's gonna flop. It's not gonna be good. So I don't know. Any thoughts? Kmart, Toyota,
JCPenney.
Kmart's gonna go out of business.
JCPenney.
I think Sephora is gonna be a major player in the video game wars.
I mean, so the dress game that I play, like Love Nikki, that game makes so much money.
I believe
and
it.
you can tell how much your friends have spent because they put a V and then a number next to it.
Is this actually to like a business? Is it actually connected to like another, or is this like its own game on its own?
I don't know what company it's in. It's an Asian company.
Okay.
So, but like, so a lot of those kind of games. People spend money on those like simple games.
I
for
believe
your
it.
phone.
You know how much Kim Kardashian made off of like her fashion game, like last year alone?
Ew.
It's pretty ridiculous.
Ew.
Like $500 million off that thing. It's off that one mobile app
That
that
makes
she
me
has.
so upset.
It's
I see
ridiculous.
in this article that Walmart's exploring.
Walmart
video
could be a
game
major player.
services.
I will not. Ugh.
I do
You-
not want to be part of that market.
All right,
No.
maniacs. You already know that Uncle Derek is quite the leftist. Is that whatever? Kill the corporations. Whatever. Corporations are whatever. But if we're gonna talk about how bad they are, like Walmart's probably the bottom of the barrel.
They're up there. Them
they're-
and EA, Bank of America, they're all up there.
They are
Comcast.
toxic. They're freaking ridiculous. And if they get in the video game, I will just do whatever they're not doing.
They
I
kind
will
of
literally switch alliances.
But you know what's crazy? It's like by default, never going in there buying anything. Just by default, by sheer number and volume, they are the number one video game retailer. Like besides like digital distribution stuff,
yeah, people go to Walmarts and buy games.
it's
That's
pretty
very true.
crazy. That's just by default, like not even trying.
Yeah, mainly because the GameStops are failing,
Yeah,
and
Walmarts are everywhere.
Walmarts are everywhere. A lot of them are 24 hours. So those midnight releases.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man. I wish Pink Gorilla would do more new retail, because I'd be all about that. I would go to Pink Gorilla at midnight in Chinatown.
Places used to do that. Not so much anymore though.
Yeah, because you can just download it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and they know it. So yeah, that digital distribution, that's right on here. And lastly, this is the one that like kind of bums me out, and it's happening right now with all the loot box stuff. Lastly is regulation, government regulation, and it's looking like it's going to start coming down to that for, the GTA online casino expansion. Did you guys see that? Pretty much got auto banned in like 50 countries because it is casino gambling.
Oh man, that's gonna have to be a segue in a little bit. You know, I'll just do a little 30-second thing right now.
What's up? What you got?
Speaking of casino,
I mean,
SaltTier is gonna be in Vegas
Woo!
Nice.
this weekend for Evo.
Like everyone but you and Skylar.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna be
Good
Rena Lowe, Goon, Sage Bell, Loudon Brown, Von Shady, and like we have extra like friends of friends that are going. I'm gonna use their gamer tag so I don't out them. But we got Momar, we got Cookies, we have Bucktooth. Oh jeez.
If I remember Dane's handle, I would say Dane. And I'm terrible with names today. I have no brain power today.
That's
No
all right.
brain
That's all right.
power.
That's all right.
You didn't drink enough cider.
Clearly,
powered by
I did
cider.
not drink enough beer. I need the higher alcohol content.
You need
to
the
get
higher
brain
alcohol
back.
content. And also, as much as I absolutely adore New Belgium, check out Sage Bell's YouTube channel. She reviews ciders, and it's adorable.
Nice.
It's just
think-
Sage Bell.
Yeah, I think it's at Sage Bell. Could be wrong.
Yeah, if you search Sage Bell cider, it pops up quicker. But I digress.
Basically, if you search Sage Bell and see a redhead, that's her. That's her.
Yeah.
Just click on
Until
that.
one of these days I switch out on you and
Yeah.
you'll be loud.
But
And it's
that's her.
blue. What about blue?
I don't look good in blue hair. I look really bad in green. I have olive tone undertone, so I just look
Oh.
greener.
The bells. Whatever. See you this weekend. I'm going to gamble. I'm going to lose money. I don't know why I like roulette so much.
You should
Why'd
get,
I say that
You
weird?
should get that GTA on.
So much.
One of my coworkers asked if she could give me $10 and I come back with 100 and she'll give me 10%. So I'd get $10.
What a deal.
Yeah, actually jump in on this chat or jump in on this video. That's, we're on video. Comment on it on freaking SoundCloud, on Spotify, any of the things that are on here. And give me a number to put $10 on. Day number 1. Well, I'll be doing a bunch of different streams. Not streams, but a lot of different posts while I'm in Vegas. They're all going to be tagged SaltTier. But, if you catch me on your table, I'll be like, all right. User XXX said 50, black 15. And then if I win, yeah, I'll give you 10% of it. Why not? Freaking why not? Okay. And soft break right here if you're just tuning in right now. This is episode 36 of SaltTier Podcast, Soundcasting Network's very own video game podcast where your argument is...
Nope.
I feel like my own
It's
podcast is
invalid.
trolling me.
Fuck your argument.
Yeah. Argument is invalid. Thank you kindly. We are at salt_tierpod on Instagram and Twitter. Find us on Spotify. Find us on SoundCloud. Find us on, where you download your podcasts. How about that? I do mine on my Apple iPhone. That's how I listen to podcasts. It's called podcasts. And I do it that way. Deal with it.
Am I the only one with an Android at this table?
No.
Oh, okay.
You
You
got a
keep
Moto.
talking about Apple, so I keep just assume you have an Apple.
No.
Okay. But we're moving on to the next topic. If you're just tuning in again, once again, we've been talking about Corsair, digital distribution, and, among other things.
Yeah.
We're going to move on.
Top 5 most common things we're gonna see, and they all sounded sad.
Yeah.
Don't want none of them.
But moving on. We're going to go talk about... Oh,
Yeah.
no, we're not going to talk about the new streaming PC. That's for next week.
Mm-mm.
We're going to go straight to
No.
esports. Oh,
No, we're gonna touch on that.
okay.
He wants
Okay,
to
okay.
talk about it,
We gotta show everybody the toys.
Okay, let's show everybody the toys.
We can show everybody the pieces. They just don't get to see the finished final product until
They don't get us to see us live,
They will.
in high def 4K ultra balls out.
There you go. So yeah, here's your 4K right here. Right there. And for those not watching the live stream, what I have in my hand is very, very pretty. This is the RTX 2080. This is a very pretty card. Basically,
GeForce, we went NVIDIA.
Yes.
We went NVIDIA.
yes.
As to the suggestion from the shadiest of Vons.
Yes, he said go with this for good reason. All the graphical power they're talking about in your upcoming PlayStation 5 and your upcoming Xbox, it's right here. It's right here in this box. Ray tracing and all that pretty stuff. You want to play your PlayStation today? PlayStation 5 today? Here you go, kids. This is pretty much
That's
it.
what's going to be in the PlayStation 5.
No,
in,
but the equivalent, roughly
Yeah.
the equivalent.
how many years out is that?
Still about another year and a half.
That's it?
Yeah,
18 months.
yeah,
Well, I mean, isn't the PlayStation's not out till then?
yes. PlayStation 5 and the Xbox. Probably not till a year from this fall.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then there's a lot of games. Like, everyone just wants everything to come out in 2020.
Pretty much, but do you really want? Do you really want that? Like, there's already too many games. There's already too many games.
But we just got a PS4. We can wait.
Yeah.
I am so behind.
I'm
You know,
ready
I've
to
never
upgrade
played
my
a Metal
PC.
Gear.
Neither have I.
You too.
Yeah, I know. There's a difference between me not playing a game, because when I tell people I haven't played a Borderlands, my best friend Kuya Rob is like, I don't know if you'd like it. There's especially Borderlands 1, there's a big grinding element to it.
Mm.
Grinding and making guns. And he's like, you might not like that actually. But then he looked at me, he's like, but that's nuts that you haven't played Metal Gear. It's super Japanese, really, their style of humor is really awkward.
And there's 30 of them. So
There are 6.
well, total there's a bunch of Metal Gears.
I'm not gonna play the mobile ones.
No, and they've been re-released and they've been on a bunch of different platforms.
Yeah. Okay. 6 Metal Gear stories.
Are you counting
Metal
the
Gear
Are you counting the original ones too?
Oh, that's Metal Gear.
Because there's the OG one. Then there's Snake's Revenge on the Nintendo. The
Ew.
old ones.
I'll skip that. Let's start with Solid. Solid, Sons of Liberty, Snake Eater,
And then
4,
Yeah, but you're also
5.
talking the Twin Snakes too. You should play both.
Ew.
All
Yeah.
you need to know is Snake hides in a box.
Yeah, pretty much.
And he smells really bad.
And he smokes cigarettes so he can see little laser tripwires. That's all you need to know.
Oh.
And you can shoot people in the face with a tranquilizer and not kill anybody the whole game.
I've witnessed some of the stuff from the last one where he has a dog and they attach parachutes to bodies to throw them into space and
Oh yeah, that's the last one.
yeah.
Yeah, that's
Space.
the Phantom Pain.
I just know the cosplayers just show up and they smell really bad and they're just running around under a box.
Because we're still in con season, this is fantastic advice from cosplayer, model, photographer, and all-around cosplay person, Sage Bell. Would like to let everybody know that deodorant is not that expensive.
It's really not.
Also, showers are okay to do.
It's okay.
Showers are okay to do, cons. Oh, that said, Evo is not that smelly. It's not really a con, it's a video game convention. So.
It's also air conditioned.
What would you
Yeah.
give it on the smelly scale?
Out of 10,
Yeah.
maybe a 2.
Oh wow.
I'll
Okay.
let you know when I come back.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah. I'm
okay.
asking
I
that.
have a girl nose.
I'm asking
Yeah.
the hard-hitting questions when y'all
All
come
right,
back. Like how
Geek,
stinky was it?
Geek Top. We're sidebarring right now before
Oh,
we
yeah.
jump into esports.
Back to the other pieces.
Yes. So we've got our fancy graphics card. Well, actually, we got the full list here on our PC part picker. Maybe we could throw it up there, Keith, for them, so they can check out our specs. We got our friends at Corsair, hashtag not sponsored. We have a water cooler here. These are, I swear by these now. I don't do the air coolers anymore. You gotta get one of these. They're not even that expensive. I think this was like $60 for a nice water cooler right here. And the CPU that we're pairing it with is one of the brand new Ryzen 3s. This is a Ryzen 3
Tight.
3700X. This is an 8-core, 16-thread processor. Boosts up to 4.4 gigahertz. So yeah, this is also the big brother of what will be in the PlayStation and the Xbox. What will be in the PlayStation and the Xbox will be the little tiny little baby brother of this.
Okay.
Basically, right here.
And they like to give those out at LAN parties.
Yes.
Sometimes you can win like all the pieces.
Yes.
It's so
Yeah, this
so
is the big brother who like went to college, played 10 years in the NFL, and then the PlayStation one is like the little brother who's like more efficient, a little smarter, and like is like an accountant and just does like crunches numbers all day. So that's what these guys are, and it'll work really well with this because the better you can keep these cooled, the better that they'll run. So got a water cooler for it. And got a what is this key? This is a 500 gig little M.2 hard drive we have here for all of our programs, games, mostly programs, for all of our editing. We got a nice Corsair case. This is a R270R, something like that I saw. Pretty cheap, like $70, but Corsair makes nice stuff. Plenty of room for all of our extra fans that we got. The motherboard we got here, very nice.
Oh, we went with
Pretty.
Republic of Gamers?
Yeah, this is a
ROG.
yes. This is the Asus Republic of Gamers. This is the X470 board. It's the F Gaming. There's also an I one, and the I is a little tiny mini ITX one if you want to build like a little console-sized PC, which is what I want to do. I definitely want to build like a little tiny little PC that can actually fit in this box and play like everything. So yeah, that's what I want to do at some point. I have this exact board. This is what's going in my rendering machine at home.
Okay.
And this kind of future-proofs us because this can also support PCIe 4.0, which is the brand new solid-state drive speed, which is what some of you out there might have saw if you saw the demo that Sony did for Spider-Man.
Sure. I'm so confused at the bottom of this thing, though.
What's up?
It says Ryzen, NVIDIA, SLI, and AMD.
Yes.
And Aura. Is
Compatible?
that things that are compatible?
The NVIDIA SLI, that just means, see, it's got these 2 slots for your graphics cards. That just means it can support that. You can put 2 cards in here and run them at the same time. AMD, let's see. AMD Crossfire, it's the AMD version of that. You can put 2 AMD cards in and connect them together.
And then
Aura. Aura is it's a standard for the RGB stuff. So if you get Aura compatible fans in this and maybe something else, a power supply, they'll all link together and they'll all talk to each other. You can set up all your lights to all talk to each other and be all coordinated and stuff. So that's all that is. And then,
RGB weebs.
Yeah.
I have extra RGB
Yes.
RAM if anyone needs it because I can't use it.
Really?
Oh.
Okay.
My
We'll throw
computer's
that
not
up.
smart enough for it.
We'll throw that up when we get 30 people.
If it's Aura compatible, we're good to go.
I'll
But I think this will work with some other stuff too.
I'll take a picture when I get
But yeah,
home.
very nice motherboard. This was actually on sale. Caught this. Very good. Can't wait to actually mess around with both of these boards. And then what else we got, Keith?
We got
Stuff.
us a really sexy Stream Deck.
Yes.
Ooh.
This is the Elgato Stream Deck. This is the XL. The regular version is maybe, I think it's like 3x5, and this one is 4 by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 4 by 8. So there's 32 keys on here. And basically what this is you can program these keys. Streamers use it because it's very convenient. You can set up your different sound effects, your different, open and close stream, and cut to your Be Right Back channel and all that kind of stuff. But you can also use this if you're not a streamer. You can set this to like any kind of macro you want. If you wanted to open up a file or folder that you always open, if you wanted to put your computer in sleep mode, if you want to launch a game, if you want to like use it as a macro for password, anything you want to assign to these keys, you can. And these little buttons are actually LCD screens, so you can actually change these to like match whatever you want. Put little pictures in there.
Your favorite Pornhub movie?
Yes. Yeah. If you want a little shortcut, right to Pornhub, just go boop. And you can even write little scripts, so it'll launch your incognito window and then launch Pornhub. There you go.
Your incognito.
Yeah,
Pornhub.
it'll launch your VPN and your incognito tab.
Basically, what SaltTier has done today is we have taken our non-gender determinative genitalia and slapped them down on the table for y'all to try and keep up with.
Yes. And I send this as a shout out to Origin PC and Corsair. If you guys think you can build us a better streaming PC, like let's see it.
Yeah, prove it, cocksuckers.
Yeah, let's see it. Yeah. Send it to us at a Soundcasting
That
Network.
gender neutral went
Yeah.
out the window.
Yep. So Yeah, so add us at all of our connects if you guys think you can build us a better PC. I dare you, because this one's pretty beast, and I look forward to building it.
Have you heard of Dell?
Dell computer. They make a mean computer, let me tell you.
Dude, you're getting a Dell.
Dude, I got unemployment.
Yep, there you go. So
hey, those commercials work. I know so many households that rocked a Dell.
and I'd be remiss if
Mine.
I didn't shout this out. Shout out to Shady. This is a Magwell. I don't know what it is. It's a
Magewell.
It's a Magewell. It's a pretty badass capture card. This is gonna go on our PC, and you can record from 4 different sources simultaneously
I
on
need
this
a
thing.
capture card.
Yeah. So this thing looks amazing. And fun fact, this costs about a third of what the entire rest of the computer costs. So yeah.
Wow, makes me cry.
So I'm curious. I want to see this bad boy in motion.
Oof.
And this came with all the cables too. Wow.
That's probably why.
Mm-hmm. So that's what we got so far. Oh, and we have I don't see it in there, but there's a 2 terabyte Micron SSD that we're going to be using for rendering and a scratch drive and all that kind of stuff. So we're going to probably be building that. We'll have more details. We'll probably maybe do a live stream of our build with that, get it all set up and posted, so you guys can see it with us. Thanks to all of our. I'm gonna say thanks to all of our Patreons and our future Patreons for chipping in on this. We appreciate it. If you would like to donate to this, we do have a Patreon, or you can just subscribe and like all of our social media things. That helps too. But yeah, I look forward to building this, and we'll let you know the details on if you can, where and when you'll be able to watch us do that. Because we do plan on doing something for you guys to sit here and watch us, because we want to open this up and we want to share it with you guys. So yeah.
And we're gonna close.
Aww.
Well, we're gonna close.
Aww.
Talking about esports.
Aww.
I'm gonna take. I'm gonna do 2 minutes and talk about what I talked to at our pregame.
Huh?
Yo, did you hear about Overwatch's new season and what they're doing? Savorings.
I heard they're giving out big money.
It's not even about the money.
So
right now,
you're talking Overwatch.
Overwatch.
No, what are they doing?
so they have their little stadium in LA, right, where they do all 20 teams and they have their games and stuff.
Okay.
Every now and then they hit the road, and they had an Atlanta game and they had a Houston game, and it was really cool. It was kind of like they went on tour for a little bit.
Okay.
Next season, all 20 teams.
Yeah.
They have 19 stadiums. Like the LA teams share one. They have one in Seoul, a bunch in China, London. It's chaos. They all have their own different stadium, and there's going to be like an actual sports league, and all the teams are going to have to hit the road. So why this is different than how esports usually runs?
So there's going to be like a home and away team kind of vibe going on. Okay.
So the way that a lot of esports teams work is they have a house.
Mm.
You know, a lot of them are very, very central. Like there are Seoul gaming leagues. You know, there are LA gaming leagues, and they all just stay in the city and they all battle each other. This one is going to be international, and if you have your games for the month, you're in London, then you're in Atlanta, then you're in Dallas, then you're in
okay.
LA, and you're actually touring. So what I was saying is, what makes it different is, usually you play at the stadium, you take the 45 minutes back to your gaming house, you run scrims, the coach talks to you, you go to bed, and you're training again 5 days a week. But now, say you just lost in Chengdu, you go back to the hotel, sleep because you got an early flight, then you fly back because you got a home game in a day. And you get all of this time taken away with travel, where all these teams are usually scrimming, working out the brand new comps because patches come in all the time. And I think
It's not going to be like next day stuff, is it?
it's going to be starting at the beginning of the 2020 season. All stadiums already bought. Like they already announced it.
I know, but is there going to be like, you'll have like a big tournament thing you'll play in over that weekend, and then like you'll have like that week, and then the next weekend will be something, it'll be someplace else, or is it going to be like every day type
No, it's not every day.
Okay.
You're right. So you'll still have, but
Okay.
that's how it's been, right?
Yeah.
So right now Overwatch is
But now you'll be in
Thursday through
Sydney,
Sunday.
or now you'll be in wherever.
They're gonna make it Friday, Saturday, Sunday now.
Okay.
And maybe you'll do 2 games a weekend, like in between baseball and football.
And they'll do like football, and you'll have like a bye one week or something.
Yeah,
Like that. Okay.
but then they also are doing things called homestead, where they hold these mini tournaments. They invite 6 of the 20 teams, and
Okay.
they do everybody plays a game a day.
That sounds
Friday,
pretty
Saturday,
cool.
and Sunday. It's kind of neat. I kind of want to see this.
I want to see that
with
spread.
fighting games.
Yeah, I want to see that spread to other things. Yeah.
Yeah. But Blizzard's got that money, so hopefully that'll spread to other stuff. That was longer than 2 minutes.
Hopefully they stick with it too. I don't want them ditching this. Hopefully they stick with it.
Gladiators. That's my team. So moving on to esports, me and Sage Bill are competing at Tekken. And Sage Bill,
Nice.
what else are you competing in?
I'm competing in Soul Calibur.
Tell me about how sad the pool is.
So the finals are the same day as the tournament. So Friday, day 1.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's how many.
same
That's
day.
how few people signed up. They're doing finals
They're
the
going-
same day as pools.
They're going straight to finals, huh?
Yeah.
What's
Wow.
crazy is Tekken is like basically a headliner on Sunday. Tekken is so massive. It's the same company.
I think
Yeah.
it's like number 2 on the most signups. I think Smash got number 1.
I think that just shows that Soul Calibur is right now is just for funsies. There's nothing you know what I mean? It's competitive, but it's mostly for funsies. It seems like that's like
It
the
is
fun,
entertaining.
that's like the fun brawler. Yeah.
I mean, that's gonna be fun. I'm also playing Street Fighter 5. Goon is obviously playing. Did he sign up for Street Fighter, or is he only doing anime fighters? I think he's doing DBZ and Eunice.
I think those are his tail. That's all
And-
he's doing.
It's Katarina Lowe.
I don't know
What's
if she
she on?
signed up for anything.
We told her to do DBZ. It has one button combos, and it's a pretty broad thing.
And to say that she's already been exposed to it is an understatement.
Yeah, she's into it. But I remember she, for some reason, because I'm a very good teacher, she wanted to learn Street Fighter because she thought she was getting the hang of it with me. I'm like, but you don't hang out with me that often. Like, you should just play the game that your boyfriend plays, because then you'll play it more. But whatever. I forget what she signed up for. To be completely honest, a lot of us are signing up just so we can attend it, and we're gonna get bodied. Then we're gonna go grab beverages and put them in coffee cups.
I mean, to be honest,
cups.
if they had Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo, then I'd be all over it.
They do as a side turning.
Nice.
They absolutely do. Every
Nice.
year, they will never not have Super Turbo.
With like Super Nintendo controls and everything.
No, not Super Nintendo controls.
What do they use?
They're gonna be playing off of a brain from an arcade machine, and then you could plug
with
in
the
your
sticks?
Yeah, and then they're gonna have the teeth. God damn it! What's the connection called?
A thing with the teeth.
I'm an Apple user, so we just have DVI.
It's got prongs.
CVA.
I don't know. I'm just saying words.
CVA.
Confuse all the
Not
listeners.
CVA. God dang it.
CBD oil.
Awesome.
Both my tournaments
But you
on
know,
Friday.
when you connect some peripherals to PCs, it's like the thing you screw it with the freaking
VGA.
VJ. Sorry.
VG. Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah,
Because
so,
it's on the board. Okay.
Yeah, so like people plug up and they have adapters and always on a CRT.
Nice.
They'll either do it on PC through a board.
Yeah.
Or I think recently they've been using Anniversary because it's so accurate.
Nice.
And they just make it replace Super Turbo. But before that, yeah, you'll see. I saw a cabinet one time. It's like, hey, here's a freaking cabinet. You play on these sticks, which is even weirder.
Because I've been playing a lot of that lately. If we did our what have we been playing, I've been playing that and Tecmo Super Bowl and my Auto Clicker game.
Damn, Buffalo Bills, Tecmo Super Bowl.
Yeah.
That's the GOAT.
Yep. That's actually who my stepson plays as. He plays as like the '93 Buffalo Bills.
Cool. Damn. Well, it's gonna be rough. To be honest, it's gonna be way more exciting if I just wash out 0-2 than I could enjoy the convention. I mean the tournament. It was more stressful last time I was there when I started winning a couple, because I'm like, oh my god, the people are getting like the second person I played was harder than the first person. Then I went to losers, and it was really like nerve wracking. I'm like, oh my god, I'm still going. But I only played 5 games. I won 3 and I lost 2. You know, you have to win 4 to get out of pools. 5? If you stay in winners, I think it's 4. If you're in losers, you have to pay like up to 8. Anyway, it's gonna be fun. We're gonna hang out. Momar's bachelor party is that weekend. We're gonna have a blast. I will let everybody know. Keep tuned to the. I'm gonna be posting mostly on the SaltTier Instagram instead of my personal one, just to keep everybody in tune with what SaltTier Goon, SaltTier Sagebell, and SaltTier Growstaff are all up to. Oh wait, mine says Loud and Brown on Twitter.
I think Shady will be on there too, huh?
Yeah.
Does he have IG?
Yeah, but he didn't enter.
Okay.
He's just there to hang out and eat food and probably drink too much.
Yeah, probably drink too much.
Water.
Yeah.
Okay, so closing statements.
Somebody watch him, please.
You like Keith chuckling at water? It's like, yeah, drink too much water.
No, he's chuckling at Shady drinking.
He's never seen him drink or crossfade ever in his life. We'll save that for another time. Maniacs, episode 36 has been super real. Closing statements for me. Try to go out to a tournament. Like these events, you don't understand what gaming is.
Watch out for the grasshoppers, please.
Yeah. You don't understand gaming until you're in the flesh. Yes, you can see digital people. You can see your friends online. But when you go to PDX LAN, when you go to, freaking Northwest Majors, when you go to EVO, even when you do meetups, even when you do something as simple as going to a Pokemon Go meetup, like meeting people in the flesh that all love games, it just intensifies. So if you can weasel your way and get some money, PAX is coming up, and it's like gamers meeting other gamers in the flesh. And I swear to you, it's a whole different experience. It's mostly accepting. There's not as much gatekeeping when you're face to face because these people are cowards.
Yeah, they don't want no beef.
They'll just be quiet.
Yeah.
Or they'll be super outgoing and cool, and you'll meet actual friends. And yeah, I don't know, punch an incel in the throat this weekend. I don't know. Oh, by the way, I am Loud and Brown. At me, at Loud and Brown. That's Twitter, Instagram, at Grow Stuff in Gaming. I'll see you at EVO. Love you all. To my right, I got.
Hi, it's me. It's Sage Bell. You didn't hear me much, but that's okay. You can.
Yeah, we did.
Do I have a closing statement?
Yes, you
Yeah.
did.
I'm sure you do.
Send you good vibes and thoughts and prayers.
Love your pets.
THOTS and prayers.
Thoughts and prayers.
Thoughts and prayers.
Thank you, New Belgium.
Thank you. New Belgium.
Oh, we'll get to that.
I was gonna say, don't be afraid to put yourself out there if you're interested in streaming. If you don't want to do Twitch, there's also a new streaming platform that I've recently heard of.
Ooh.
It's called dlive.tv.
Okay.
So I now have the Sage Bell saved on that.
Nice.
I may not stream on it ever, but I have this username saved. It's mine.
I'm gonna take a look at that.
So it's kind of small right now, but it looks like NBA 2K is popular, Minecraft, Apex Legends, and Fortnite and PUBG.
I would love to stream some
Oh
Minecraft.
man, 114 people doing
Thieves.
Sekiro.
Yeah, so it's like it's a newer platform. Some streamers are moving there from Twitch. People who have been banned from Twitch go there.
Also, so good stuff then.
Not necessarily some of the really crappy people.
Oh, okay. They're all congregated in one spot.
Yeah, so be good, do things, have fun, be responsible, drink responsibly. And across my table.
What's up? That'd be me. The Savorings ... I'm kind of the opposite. I'm like, bring on Ready Player One. I want to throw on my VR goggles and not go outside. I want to see your avatar, baby. I ain't going nowhere. But yeah, just get out there and play. Look out for us with this PC build. We're working on something. Don't want to promise or extend myself too much, but we're working on something with this PC build, something to include all you guys in it. Thanks for all your support. It's because of you guys that we actually have an opportunity to build something this cool and to be able to actually use it. And that's about it. Next week I'll have a report. I got a couple of new fancy toys myself that I want to report on, and I'll bring that information to you in case some of you are interested. And I had something else to say, but if I forgot, then whatever.
It's
okay.
okay.
Cool. I'm passing it on.
Yeah,
I got another 45 seconds in me.
So hit us up on Steam at the Steam group, SaltTier Podcast. See you there.
Guys. It's definitely more than 45 seconds. I want to thank the Soundcasting Network and super producer, sometimes dropping a deucer, Keith the Boogie, for having us.
I mean, I would hope so. That's not healthy if you didn't.
It's so great. Please check out all the other podcasts on there. They are fantastic. We're a nice little family. There doesn't happen as often, but there is some cool cross-contamination in it, Like when there was heavy... Oh, sorry.
You almost did it again.
Yeah, Evil Petting Zoo and SaltTier used to bump and say hi to each other, and I've been on Grill How Long Steak Mister because I'm in the food service industry, so I've jumped in there and gave my 2 cents on that. And it's a lot of fun, so subscribe and like all of them. And once again, a big shout out to Lauren at New Belgium Northwest, Remember, it is an employee-owned brewery, not owned by any of the super corporations, and it is certified B Corporation. Also super delicious. TBH, my favorite is probably the passion fruit. It's freaking fantastic. And then obviously, live rangerously. This has been a freaking production of the Soundcasting Network, SaltTier episode 36. Thank you kindly. But yeah, dude, what Overwatch is doing, I just want that for all gaming. And I keep trying to tell